So your courses and writing a book, why is this also, maybe you answered this earlier, like distribution is everything. So building up the follower count, the more people know about you, the more doors it opens. So was the book lead gen and then now the courses are just an amazing way to both hire agents, like have a new business that cash flows?
I think one of my strengths is my capacity. I understand hourly, minute, and people leverage, so I can do a lot in a
Mm-hmm.
day. I think one of my weaknesses is my inability to ever feel content. Like, I have Friday scaries. I've talked to a therapist about this. I don't have Sunday scaries. I cannot wait. Even if it's a bad week, I get so anxious about people not responding to me on weekends and not doing work and not being in the office that it affects me on Fridays because I know I'm about to go into what should be a fun weekend and I should spend time with my family and I should enjoy it and relax and watch a movie. But I know I'm about to go into 2 full days where everyone else isn't going to meet me where I'm at. And it is super stressful. And so that is one of my major weaknesses is like not being content with the journey. And I work on that. I do
What
work
is
on
your therapist? You maybe help me a little here because I hate the weekends, and I said that to my husband 3 months ago, and he was like so upset about it. So what's the advice for all of us listening that have the disease?
He said, you have to come to terms with the fact that you are not actually a human being. There's two types of people on the planet who have the means to choose, okay?
Hmm.
There's obviously people who don't. You have human beings like my brothers. They are content. Like, put the Pats game on. Oh, they suck now. Put a sports game on, get a beer. Life is great. Fred, they wait TGIF, okay? And then you have human doings. And whether it was because I moved
Mm.
around so much when I was a little kid, or because my self-worth was so associated with being on stage and getting that part, or being on the streets and helping people find apartments, right? My relationships are also transactional. I associate my happiness with the things that I do, not the way that I am. And I don't know if I'm ever actually going to change that. Like, my dad doesn't use an iPhone, and I don't think he's ever going to change, and it's going to be fine. So I think like it's just what he said is like, listen, one, you have to just accept this is who you are, and you can try to change it, or you can just own it. The same, I went gray when I was 16. I tried to change that for 10 years. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe people will just think I'm older if I don't dye my hair brown. And I won't have to dye my hair anymore because that sucks. I'll just grow it out and have just confuse everybody. And I just owned it. But I do find that the downtime actually helps me with the uptime. And I think that was the other thing that he ended up finding is like, actually, your productivity hours might not be as productive as you think you are just because you're working. How do you work smarter, not necessarily harder? Or how do you work so smart you open up your opportunities to create more, which goes back to your question, I think, of the books and all the other stuff was, okay, my oak tree is sales, right? The bark is real estate because that's what people see. But the oak tree really is sales and sales enablement. How many branches can I have? That's my capacity, right? How many branches so I can have books? Great. As long as I can do them well. So we have one, we wrote 3. I'm good for books for now. Podcasts, TV shows, courses, training, and you follow the marketplace. So we did the book and then the TV show, Sell It Like Sirhan, and almost because people told me to do it, but I was like, it'll never work. I made a Sell It Like Sirhan course. Cost me like 10 grand to put it together. We put it out, and it made $100,000 a day
Oh my gosh.
in 2019, in August of 2019. And so I was like, wait,
That's crazy.
who's buying this course? Like, who are these people? And there's 3 million real estate agents in the United States who, when they think real estate success, they think me. There are then millions and millions of them, as well as different types of sales entrepreneurs all around the world who now have grown up with me. And I didn't fully understand that about the growing up with me and following my life. And that has made a huge impact in our ability to lead generate through courses and through books and through media and TV, and our success with Netflix, I don't think was because like I told people to watch this, because people grew up with me and wanted to follow the journey, and now they want to work here. So on the brokerage side, the average real estate agent in the United States is 55 and she's white. Okay.
Wow.
Our average agent is 26 and a half, and they grew up watching me with their parents when they were 10. They didn't want to watch Housewives, right? They'd watch that real estate show. It felt like something more educational to watch. And now they get the opportunity to go and work with that guy, his company. Why would you ever go to Compass or Douglas Elliman or Corcoran where your parents work? You'd go to Sirhan. And our tools are mobile forward. Our brokerage is completely built into the cloud. And now we get to do things like Simple, right? The AI service, which is
a good segue into your new tech.
Totally.
Like you're a tech founder now.
I know it's weird.
Why? Why a tech
I have
company?
a problem. I have a problem, Nicole. Why? Again, it was solution oriented. So we started the company in 2020. And the first solution I was trying to figure out is, okay, how do I build a national company, let alone an international one, where I can scale culture? How do I scale culture? I'll do it virtually, right? So let's build our own metaverse. And so we did. That's that article I sent you. So I created Universe. I still have it. I'm still the only person who uses it. So expensive. Listen to the people, Ryan. That was a big mistake there. And then I was like, okay, well, the other solution I need to figure out outside of virtual culture is, we do so much with production, so much with media. How do we sell homes and how do we scale that? How do I put a videographer in everyone's hands? Everyone has their phones, et cetera. We need to create an app that does all the stuff for real estate videos the way that we do it. We built it. It's called Spaces. It's awesome. I am the only person who uses it, which is so annoying to me. That will come back and it will be a winner for me, just not today. And the answer was that no one wanted another screen. Like salespeople didn't want another thing to do. And if you look at like how technology has answered every problem over time, you take a problem that was hard and then you make it easy, but easy doesn't always mean simple. It's like I used to go to the bank, super easy, get in the car, go to the bank. I'm going to deposit my check. I'd like some money. Also, I'd like to invest in that thing. Great, you do it at the bank. Not the simplest thing, but it was right. But it was possible, right? Then that moves into the computers. It moves into your phones, everything. It's way simpler. I wouldn't say it's easier. I open up my JP Morgan Chase app now. I'm like, I need a guy for this. It's too much. Right now I need a guy to handle how easy this has become, but it's definitely not simple. How can I remove the screens and remove the work friction? And so then 2 years ago, we then said, all right, what does that look like? How can we remove all administrative work for salespeople? It's not sexy, but it definitely is 80% of their time. And we started talking to salespeople, which is what I should have done the first 2 times. And they all said, oh, yeah. If you can figure out how I don't have to do any of the administrative process, I don't ever want to have to use Salesforce again for the rest of my life. I don't ever want to have to follow up again for the rest of my life. I don't ever want to have to do marketing, this, that, all the systems, the processes. I just want to do what I do best, which is selling, meeting people, anything that a system or process can't replace. And so we called it Simple. And we're like, what if we supercharge administrative support with AI service? What if we build a stack on top of language models that already exist that actually gets better for us the more commoditized AI gets? So like yesterday was the greatest win for Simple and us ever, because my bet was, I'm not building an AI company, right? I'm not building the refrigerant, right? We're building the best refrigerator for salespeople and sales teams, okay? The more AI gets commoditized, the more OpenAI comes out with Operator, the cheaper it gets, the better it gets. I'm not reskinning anything. My customer acquisition through Simple, that platform doesn't change. It only gets better and faster because the recipes that we create using GPT, Llama, Grok, Sonnet, DeepSeek just get better and better and better. And my agentic support, which we started 2 years ago, just gets stronger and stronger and stronger and faster and faster and faster. And it's the craziest thing I've ever been involved in. Like you said when I talked to you, when I was first asking for your advice, way better margins than me doing open houses. And I'm excited to be in this space now.